Guys, as much as I want to say happy Monday and a happy new week, I just cannot. Because the crypto markets are bleeding right now and Bitcoin is sitting at a critical stage, a critical level, which if it breaks, we are looking for a massive move towards the downside. In this episode, guys, I am going to show you how you can be cautious and I'm going to share 5 different ways by which you can save your crypto portfolio no matter what happens in the market, it goes up or down. And also I will share my thesis on the Bitcoin chart. This is one of the most important videos I believe for this particular month. So if you're missing out on this, guys, I don't know what to say. Make sure that you watch it till the very end. And if you enjoy this type of content, guys, then make sure that you drop a like and also smash that subscribe button. And now, guys, let's get right into it.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
So guys, welcome back and thanks for joining me yet again. Right here you can see this is the chart of Bitcoin. We opened this week with a very bad move towards the downside, as you can see right around here. This is where we opened up, which was at $110,536. Right now we are sitting at $107,181. So the last 3-4 hour candles have been bleeding towards the downside. This is a critical level of support right here. We are sitting at support. If we break this level, guys, we are looking for further downside. Now, let me just give you a quick perspective of how you can judge, because it is going to be very, very important, guys. If you're not aware of the levels, and that is the first point, as I said, there are going to be 5 different points. And if you follow these, you will be able to save your crypto portfolio no matter what happens in the market. I think this is going to be one of the most important videos, as I mentioned yet again. So the first point is going to be aware of the levels. You have to know what is going on in the markets. You cannot be inactive at this point of the cycle, all right? Because we might have already created a top right here, or guys, we might just be shaking out the last few weak hands and then we are looking for further upside. So anything is possible even at the current moment. There has not been any invalidation for the bull case. All right. So it is very important to know your levels. So right here, guys, you can see if we are looking for a move towards the downside, this is what it looks like. We are looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 wave structure towards the downside, which is a 5-wave move. This could be a part of an impulse, or this could be a part of a larger corrective structure, which is going to look something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is an A, B, and then C. All right. And then we are looking for higher prices. This is still possible, right? Now, if that is the case, we are not ending the bull market. And that could be possible right around here. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move towards the downside. We have a 3-wave move up in your potential wave B. And then we are looking for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure towards the downside. Now, guys, the thing is, if this structure towards the downside happens, there are going to be 2 different scenarios. And those 2 different scenarios are going to be a potential wave C or a potential wave 3. If this happens to be a wave 3, I would see this market to be over, all right? Which would mean that we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then any impulse up is going to be just another trap, or just basically another exit liquidity for a lot of people. And then we are looking for lower prices yet again, which would likely also begin the bear market. And then we are looking for lower prices, potentially between $40,000 and $70,000. That is my current thesis around the bear market price targets as of now. All right. Now, talking about the potential 2 different scenarios, as I mentioned, wave C and wave 3. So if this is going to be a wave C, then guys, you are going to plot a simple trend-based Fibonacci extension, which I have already plotted right here. So you can see from this high to this low and then to this high right around here. So considering that this is wave 1 or wave A, then we are looking for wave B, all right, or wave 2. And then we are looking for another 5-wave structure towards the downside in either wave C or wave 3. All right. Now, if this is going to be a wave C, then your potential price target is the 1.236 Fibonacci extension and the 1 Fibonacci extension. So this level right here is going to be a key level of support. This is going to be your final level of support, in my opinion, for the bull market. And if we break this level, guys, then it is going to be almost over. All right. So this is your wave C price target between 90,986 and 95,375. Now, of course, guys, if you change the Fibonacci levels in terms of log scale, which you can do so right here, then the price targets deviate a little bit. So it becomes 88,188 and 93,583. So you can take into consideration any of these two price targets, but they're very close. But again, this will help you a lot to gauge what is going to happen in the market next. However, guys, if we are looking for a move towards the downside as a potential wave 3 right around here, then guys, our price target is going to be $84,307. All right. Now, how do we actually know that this is wave C or wave 3? First off, the first point that you need to keep in mind is wave C usually ends between the 1.236 and the 1 Fibonacci level. All right. While wave 3 usually extends all the way to the 1.618 extension. All right. The second point is hidden in wave 4 price action. So basically, guys, what we are looking for is a wave 4 invalidation. So for example, you have a 3-wave structure like this. All right. This could be an A, B, and C. Let me just quickly mark it off so you understand even better. So this could be like this, A, B, C, or this could be just the beginning of a larger 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Now, once you have finalized your wave C or wave 3 low, which has to be in this region, as I mentioned, wave C is going to be between $90,000 and $95,000, and wave 3 could extend all the way to $84,300. All right. Now, the moment you have finalized this low right around here, you are looking for a 3-wave structure. If you are looking for a potential wave 3 formation right around here. All right. And then you're looking for another 5-wave structure in our wave 5. All right. While if we are looking for a wave C, then we are looking for a 5-wave structure instead of a 3-wave structure. Now, apart from just knowing about the wave structures, you can also plot a Fibonacci, a simple Fibonacci extension from the low right here to the high right here. And the 618 Fibonacci level is where your wave 4 gets invalidated. So if price is able to come back up and touch the 0.618 Fibonacci level, no matter what kind of a structure it is, it might be something like this as well, right? It could be just a 3-waver and then we touch the 0.618 because eventually we might do something like this, right? Any 3-wave structure can eventually develop into a 5-wave structure, right? So that is what you are looking for. If you touch the 618, then guys, it is game on. We are again back into the bull market, right? But if it fails at the 5 or the 382 Fibonacci levels, then we are looking for lower prices, and potentially this is your selling zone, and this is basically, you know, the end of the bull market as well. So this is something that you really need to keep in mind. Now, if you want regular updates on this particular scenario, because this is the key right here, guys, if you are focusing on this, I think this is the only thing that you need to focus on if you want to know if the bull market is over or not. This is in terms of Elliott waves, and this will give you a very high probability of actually catching the right move. All right. If price is actually going to go all the way to $40,000 to $70,000 from somewhere around here, guys, because I'll tell you what happens. All right. We have a 1, we have a 2, potentially looking for a 3 and a 4 and a 5. All right. So this ends right around here. Let's just say this ends right around here. And then you plot a Fibonacci from here all the way to the high right around here. Then you can see your 618 is going to be somewhere around like $106,000. For sure, it is going to be above $100,000, right? And if you're not invalidating the bearish structure, then you're basically looking for lower prices, which would mean you know already that you're looking for $40,000 to $70,000 per Bitcoin. So you can just put up a stop loss somewhere around here maybe, and then you can drag it all the way down to around $40,000, which is going to take us somewhere around here. All right, that is how much of a move. That is a 60% correction on Bitcoin. You combine it with good leverage and you're making a killing just by shorting the market, right? If you have made a little bit in your portfolio so far in this bull market, for example, let's just say you right now have $10,000, all right? And you also get to know when you have to exit, which is going to be somewhere around above $100,000. Despite the fact that we could go to $90,000, we are going to be coming back somewhere around $95,000 to $100,000 for this wave 4 retrace, right? So if that happens, you are able to exit this position. Maybe it goes down a little bit from the current price point. Maybe it turns into 8K, but then guys, you are capitalizing on that 60% move on Bitcoin alone, not the rest of the market, because the rest of the market will bleed even more. All right. So you could still short a lot of altcoins. That is why, guys, it is something that I really want to advocate right now. It is not over. All right. Even if it is a bear market, I have been throughout the entire bear market last year. Throughout the entire bear market in 2022 and 2023, I was there every single day, just as active as I have been in the bull market. So it's not the end of the world. All right. Basically, the people who stay in the bear market are the people who actually make it big in the bull market. Because if you were not present in this region right around here, then guys, you could not have bought Solana at $8. And anybody who bought Solana at $8 is basically massively rich in this cycle, because they could play with meme coins and they had enough Solana to actually do anything that they wanted, right? Of course, a lot of people might have already burned themselves down because of investing in the wrong assets, but that is basically the key here. All right. Please focus on this, guys. And that is why this becomes the #1 point, which is know your levels. So this is your bull case, bear case, whatever it is. This is the worst case. This is the best case. You can basically do anything that you wish. All right. Now let's just talk about the short-term bullish case scenario as well, because this is very bearish, right? So if Bitcoin goes to $90,000 or $95,000, it is going to be very bearish, right? So first off, guys, your bearish continuation pattern starts only if we take this low at $103,000, all right? Because then we are not looking for a one here, a three-way move up and then another three-way move down, which does not take the $103,000 low, because this could still develop into a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This becomes 1, this becomes 2, another three-way move up, another three-way move down, another three-way move up. This becomes a very nice diagonal, all right? This could be a beginning of another impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we have a three-way move down right around here, explosion towards the upside. So still, it's not like the end of the world, right? As I mentioned, but you have to be prepared, right? That is why I gave you the levels. Now, the second point, guys, right now in this market is going to be risk on, all right? When the market is very close to the end, and I have been talking about this for almost a month now, I said that it is the beginning of the end. It's not the end, but it's not the end, but it is definitely the beginning of the end, all right? So when there are signs that the market is very close to ending, that is where you have to be risk on, all right? And by risk on, I don't mean that you're basically chasing every other shiny object. What I mean is you need to focus on the fact that you have to be very active and you have to be an avid trader, all right? So for example, right now, what does risk look like? Let me just give you a quick example. So right here, guys, you can see top zero knowledge proof tokens by market cap. All right, this is on CoinMarketCap. You can basically go into categories and select zero knowledge tokens. All right, so right now, the only token that is going absolutely parabolic is Zcash, right? It is focusing on privacy narrative. And a lot of people have been creating these videos on Zcash, how a lot of OG Bitcoin whales have been selling Bitcoin for Zcash, which is absolutely true. But I do see that the price action on Zcash has been heavily manipulated by a market maker, which is fine, guys, because you just want to grab that pie of the move, right? You don't have to be selling the absolute top or buying the absolute low. That is one major mistake that a lot of people do. All right. So Zcash has been running, and that is why the privacy narrative has emerged as one of the craziest narratives of this cycle in the last few weeks, right? So what else do we have from this particular narrative? I will create a detailed video on this as well, possibly tomorrow, and I will share some low cap altcoins from the privacy narrative as well, which have been already shared inside Karoshi's private. So if you want access to those in real time, then guys, the link is given in the description section below. But right now, I will just give you a quick outlook of where to look. All right, focus on Zcash, focus on a coin like WorldCoin. All right, I do believe that WorldCoin at some point is going to explode towards the upside. It is going to be a massive crime candle on WorldCoin. I don't know when, but it definitely happens during this period where, we are closing towards an end. All right. Now, apart from that, we have Stocknet. Of course, we have zkSync that exploded yesterday. Then we have Horizon. This is also exploding right here. You can see 23% up. And then if I have to show some other plays as well, then Mina, I do think that, these plays, I'm not saying that you need to buy them in spot, but you can leverage trade them. If you have key levels of invalidation, if you have key levels of support and resistance, you can easily leverage trade them because these will move. All right. Then what else do we have? We have Metis. We have a lot more. All right. Most of these layer 2 networks built on Ethereum are zero knowledge proof. Manta, Tyco. We also have Scroll. All right. So these are all of the plays that might see an exit pump. All right, if that happens. And that is why, guys, I think that privacy narrative is something that you need to keep your eyes on. And guys, by buying privacy coins, you are basically investing in a new narrative, which means you are being risk on. What is risk off? I'll tell you what is risk off. So basically, if you're investing in Palm Fund, if you're investing in Aster, Hyperliquid, Solana, Ethereum, and BNB and Bitcoin, that is risk off. All right. But if you're getting risk on at this moment, you are basically either investing into really good meme coins or you are investing into different new narratives that are emerging as we speak. All right. So that is something that you really need to focus on. In my opinion, you have to be risk on because you have to make as much money as possible before the tides actually shift for sure. And we actually get to know that, the markets are going towards the downside. One more thing that you can do is focus on the trading volume. You have to focus on categories, on narratives, which are getting more trading volume compared to the rest. All right. So right here, you can see this particular narrative is overall getting 28% increase in volume in the last 7 days, which is good. All right. So this is how you can identify where the money is actually flowing. Now, the third point is going to be to become a trader. And by that, guys, what do I mean? So basically, if I show you the chart of Zcash right around here, you can see that there were plenty of opportunities to be a trader on this particular altcoin. All right, you can see if I plot a trend line right around here, we have been bouncing off from here and your invalidation is very close. You just wait for market structure to change and then you are basically closing your trade. All right, so basically you're just going long here and you have your stop loss here, you go long here, you have your stop loss here, and you're taking profits as we go up. A 10% move, a 20% move, you're just taking your profits. Apart from that, one more thing that I need to mention for being a trader, I have advocated multiple times, guys, that you have to be an investor, right? Because you have to buy, hold, work for your bags. But that happens for meme coins because meme coins, in my opinion, have a longer lifespan compared to these very short-term narratives that emerge, AI agents, 𝗕𝗕𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, and even privacy, even prediction markets, all of these things. You have to trade. All right, you cannot just blindly ape and hold because even if you work for your bags, in this case, it's not going to explode. All right, that is something that you need to understand. So basically, by being a trader in these new narratives that are coming, you are limiting your downside risk and you are limiting the possibility that you are going to be round tripping all of your gains. All right, so for example, let me just quickly show you what I mean. So right here, guys, this is a token that I have invested from the privacy narrative. This is sitting at $5.3 million market cap. This is Umbra. Now, these guys have raised a pre-sale of $150 million, all right? And I do believe at some point, this is going to reverse back towards the upside. So if I'm investing into this one as a privacy narrative, I'm not going to be holding this for the next 3-4 months. If I get a move towards the upside, if I see something like this, I will be taking some profits, all right? If I see something like this, I will be most likely taking 75 to 80% profits and then maybe leave a moon bag or maybe just sell everything, all right? That is what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a very long-term play in these new categories, all right? Apart from that, if you also check out the 𝗕𝗕𝗪𝗧𝗧 narrative, which is Santa right here, I am very bullish on this one. But again, if the market is going to go down, this will also go down, all right? This has shown significant strength. So maybe it bounces off from this region itself, right around here. The region that I gave you yesterday itself, 6.9 million and $9.17 million market cap. If it bounces, if you see a leg towards the upside, one more move up, as I have shown right here, I will be taking profits. All right, I'm not holding this for $500 million market cap or something like that. And I did post on X as well about a possible correction on virtual. This was posted yesterday itself. The final chance to get into virtual around $1.35. Keep eyes on this level. At that time, the price was $1.68. So if I was expecting a move towards the downside for virtual itself, of course, guys, the AI agents on virtuals are going to go down because they are all paired against virtual. Right? So if I show you the chart right now, you can see we are sitting at $1.45, right? The level that I gave was right around here, 1.35. So we have still not touched the level that I gave. All right. So basically what you need to take away from this is the fact that I am also focusing on the parent asset, which is virtual. So if I'm bidding on AI agents, if I'm bidding on 𝗕𝗕𝗪𝗧𝗧 narrative on virtual protocol, I'm also focusing on what virtual is doing. If virtual is going to see a little bit of a correction, then definitely these agents are going to correct even more. All right. So if price comes right here for virtual $1.35 and we see a bounce, all right, if something like this starts to happen, I will be going to DCA into my AI agent plays. All right. That is how I bring my average cost as low as possible. All right. So when the leg towards the upside ends up happening, I am making a bank. All right. So this is basically the gist of what I am doing behind the scenes. And if you want to know every single thing that I do, then guys, make sure that you join us inside Karoshi's private. Today, I have also announced a massive discount, as you can see right around here, 20% discount on the monthly subscription. You can use the code COMEBACK and 25% discount if you subscribe for the yearly option. You can use the code ALLIN. All right, this is only valid for 72 hours and limited spots for first 30 members only. So this will run out very, very soon. There were a lot of people on the waiting list itself. So if you want to get in, guys, the link is given in the description section below and try your luck with these codes if you are able to be one of the first 30 members. And I will see you on the inside. Now, guys, that was basically the third point. All right, that is be a trader for a while unless we get more clarity about Bitcoin's price action. All right, as I just mentioned. Now, the fourth point is going to be do not chase shiny objects. All right, so what is a shiny object? Let me just quickly show you that as well. So if I click on Solana right here, and then you can see these are all of the shiny objects. All right, Quantum X, Anon, 𝗕𝗕𝗪𝗧𝗧, Bubble Pay, these are the ones that are currently trending, but tomorrow they are going to be all down 50%, 60%. It's not like everything will go down, but almost 9 out of 10 of all of these plays that are trending today on Solana, they are all going to go down. All right, that is what happens. So do not gamble your money on plays that are trending for the day. Focus on good communities if you're willing to, get into meme coins. And apart from that, if you're willing to get into altcoins that are launching on Solana, from 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 narrative, from privacy narrative, from prediction market narrative, guys, do a little bit of work for yourself, for your bags, for your money. And what is it? If you're getting into an altcoin, if you're getting into a tech project or a utility project, as they say, for example, let me just quickly show you. So this is right here, QuantumX. I have not seen this before, so I'm not telling you to buy this either. So this says trade seamlessly, securely, and without limits. So if I scroll down a little bit, you can see right around here. QuantX is an innovative platform designed to empower traders and investors through advanced quantitative tools and automated strategies. Now, all of these buzzwords that they use, it does not mean anything. All right. You need to go onto the website, and right here, you need to check their product. All right. Make sure that you always check if it is actually working or if it is, just full of buzzwords and does not do anything. All right. It's as simple as that. If you are investing $100 or $500 into something like this, guys, you have to at least do a little bit of research if the tech actually works or not. If there are privacy coins, guys, please do a little bit of research. Right here, another one that is trending today, BubblePay. All right, $1 million market cap. What does it do? Non-custodial peer-to-peer payment platform that transforms cryptocurrency transactions into simple shareable links. Guys, one of these might just do really well. All right, I don't know. I have not done any kind of research around these. But if I ape into any project like this, I am going to do my research. All right, I will try their product out. All right, that is very, very important. And that is how I am refraining myself from getting into just another shiny object at this time, because preserving your capital is the key here. All right, I have been mentioning it multiple times. I said in a video, I think 2-3 days ago, that 30% of your portfolio has to be in Solana and Ethereum, if not in USDT. All right, if you were to follow that, you would not be massively down at the moment, despite the correction on Bitcoin. All right, 10% correction on Solana and Ethereum is absolutely fine. If you are in crypto and your portfolio is not moving 10% on days like these where Bitcoin is just straight up dumping, then guys, you're either into stable coins or into altcoins that are performing like stable coins, right? So anyway, that was right there, the fourth point. So let's just quickly do a recap of what I said. The first point was know the levels, right? You need to know what levels are we looking for Bitcoin, for other assets, for altcoins, for USDT dominance, for Bitcoin dominance, all of these things. You really need to focus on that. All right. Apart from that, the second point that I mentioned was to be risk on. And by risk on, I mean you have to try out new narratives at this moment. You have to make sure that you're able to make as much money as possible during this last phase of the bull market. All right. And the third point was to be a trader for a while until and unless we get some clarity from Bitcoin itself. So you're getting into new narratives, but then you're also taking profits as soon as possible. All right. It's not necessary to just take your initials out at a 2x. All right. If you're playing with a little bit size, you can take profits at 50% move as well. That is what a lot of people are doing. And if you're not adapting to the current market situation and the current market conditions, I would say, then you are basically going to be lagging behind. All right. And that is something that I do not want to happen with you all. Right. Now, the fourth point was do not chase shiny objects. If you're getting into something, guys, please do some research around them. And if you're getting into a new meme coin, guys, please do your research around that as well. So for example, I shared this meme coin with you all just a few days ago. It was 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, right? As you can see, it went down, but now it is bouncing off. A lot of people might have said that I just promoted a scam or something like that, right? But right now you can see we are back around ATH levels. All right. So if you focus on the right assets, you have to choose, if you're getting into meme coins, you just cannot be bidding on anything out there, which does not resonate with a lot of people. All right. So that is something that you need to focus on. Right now, if you are in 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, I would suggest you that, of course, guys, take some profits when it goes up, when it breaks all-time highs and is running higher. If it does, guys, take your profits. All right. It's no problem. Then, guys, the last point is you have to leverage your options in this market. All right. And by leveraging your options, what I mean is you have to find how you can maximize the potential of the money that you have right now. All right. Now, how do you do that? First off, guys, you can bid on really good communities, right? For example, we have 𝗔𝗥 right here. Instead of going long on Bitcoin right now, instead of going long on Solana right now, I would be happy grabbing a small bag of 𝗔𝗥 here. It is looking really good. All right. And if it goes up, it might just give me a 2x faster than what a long trade on Solana would do. All right, that is how you can leverage your options. And then guys, just in case it starts to go down towards the downside, I'm not losing anything until unless I sell, right? Because a lot of people who actually got burned in the last month were the people who were trading on futures, because they had all of their balance in the futures account. While if you were in meme coins, guys, meme coins came back, right? They did not go to zero, and they could come back. Even the ones that haven't done so, they might just come back if the liquidity is coming back, right? But if you longed Solana at $200 and your liquidation was $180 or $150 even, you got liquidated in that wick, right? And your money is gone and Solana is back at $200. So that is how you can leverage your options, right? I believe that getting into meme coins with good communities is much better compared to getting into leverage trades and the possibility of losing all of your money because you might just get liquidated. All right. And to combat that, if you want to get into these leverage plays and if you want to actually do leverage trading, guys, the only thing that you need to do is get a funded account, right? Because if I show you right here on PropW, you're getting a $5,000 account to trade for just $69. You're getting a $100,000 account for just $799. You are leveraging your options, right? If you don't have $100,000 to trade, you can still trade with $100,000 for just $799. And if you go for the pro mode, you are getting a $100,000 account for just $533. Right? All you need to do is pass 2 challenge phases and then you are going to be getting 80% profits from the entire account, which is $100,000. And just to give you a little bit of perspective, let me just quickly show you what can be done using a PropW trading account. So for example, you have a trade setup right here because you have a very clear invalidation as well, right? So for example, you are putting up a long position right here on Bitcoin. You are targeting the highs of the pattern itself and your stop loss is going just below this level right here. All right. Now, for example, you have gotten for yourself a $100,000 account, right? You paid $799. Now, guys, if you have passed the phase 1 and phase 2 challenges, then you have this complete account with you. All right. Now you're putting a trade of, let's just say $1,000 as margin, and you are using a leverage of 5x. All right. So your position size naturally becomes $5,000. Right? Now you're putting a trade of $5,000 on Bitcoin right here, and you have a potential upside of 8%. 8% of $5,000 is going to be around $400, right? So you're making a $400 profit from here to here. And that is by just using 1% of your entire balance, right? If you increase this amount to $10,000 and you use the same 5x leverage, this would make your position size $50,000. And then you're making $4,000, 80% of which is going to be more than $3,200, right? So you're taking home $3,200 on an account size that was just $799. For making $3,200 on a $799 account, you would have to take massive leverage on Bitcoin and you might just be liquidated right here itself. While if you lose this trade, just in case, because again, nothing happens for sure. So if you're losing this trade, you're losing 1.30%. So if you have a $50,000 position size, you're losing just $500 out of the $100,000, not from your $799. So this is why, guys, it is very important that if you believe that you are a good trader, then focus on getting a PropW trading account. All right. The link is given in the description section below to get yourself an account on PropW as well. And that is basically, guys, everything that I wanted to mention in this episode. 5 different pointers that you must acknowledge at this moment itself if you want to save your crypto portfolio and if you want to keep making money no matter what happens, if the market goes up or the market goes down. All right. Of course, in the next video, I will be mentioning the privacy coins that I have aped in the last few days. And if you want instant access to these picks, then guys, Ksroshis Private is the place to be. As I mentioned, we are running a massive discount at the moment. So the link is given in the description section below. And here you can also copy the coupon codes, which are going to give you 20% discount on monthly, 25% discount on yearly. The link is given in the description section below. I will see you inside Ksroshis Private as well. If you enjoyed watching this video, guys, then make sure that you drop a like and also smash that subscribe button and ring the bell notification icon so that you can be notified whenever I put up another update. That's all, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep hustling.
Never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.